Hello everyone, it's Dalcure, and today is another Nostalgia Diaries episode. So this episode we'll be talking about WEBKINZ. So I got these two little guys. They do have their code. Now I'm filming this after I filmed the gameplay, so spoiler, there will be a little bit of a playthrough of the WEBKINZ Classic game. This is my first time in so long, like I think 20 years or so we're gonna see how that goes. I had a lot of fun, but yeah, I ordered these two guys off of Poshmark. Funny enough, they came in an apple juice carton. We're not gonna talk about that, but I don't know how they both fit like in a apple juice carton, because it was a 1 liter. It wasn't even a 2. It was a 1 liter. Anyways, so we're gonna start off talking a little bit about WEBKINZ. So WEBKINZ was created by Ganz. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyways, they are a Canadian toy company, funny enough. We love supporting Canadian companies on this channel. WEBKINZ were released in April 2005, so a solid 20 years ago. These were a line of plushies that started mostly with a signature type of fur that was used. Now the ones I have are a little bit different. Most of the original WEBKINZ have it's like this but more sparse. It's not as fluffy, but it's like these little pieces of thread that are kind of sparse. It's hard to describe without showing, but I got these two because I actually like the more fluffy type of fur they used, which, funny enough, WEBKINZ, I don't think they were released when I was collecting WEBKINZ. I asked my mom about this because she collected a lot of WEBKINZ as well. Like, she had a huge collection of WEBKINZ. And she said, I don't think they were released then. I don't think you had any WEBKINZ back then. I would have been in love with WEBKINZ because I love them so much now. Like, I love my little hippo here. Spoiler, I name him Larry, but I love Larry. And this is Snowball. I also love Snowball. But yeah, I love this type of material or fur. So not often do the bigger ones have them, but I think mostly all of the WEBKINZ have it. Now there's some WEBKINZ that have just normal fabric. The same with WEBKINZ. There's some that just have the normal fabric, but the iconic ones, as you will, like the pig had it. The hippo, the normal size hippo, several of them anyways, the lion, etc, etc. The googles, I love the googles. It's like a little platypus. I love the googles. And the most unique part of this plushie line is that you could adopt this character that you bought online. So you had a little fluffy plushie friend, and then you had a virtual friend. That's so much fun. And back then, digital friends were really the trend, like Tamagotchi. I don't know when Nintendogs was released, but Nintendogs were a thing, so Tamagotchis, Nintendogs. We've got Neopets. Again, I'm not sure when all the dates are aligning, but it was early 2000s. Ganz created a flash game that you could play online, and you could adopt your little furry friend online and play with them and play mini games and do all kinds of fun stuff with them, and basically, create a world for them, create a house for them, dress them up, feed them, all that fun stuff. So basically caring for your pets and playing with your pets, living with your pets. They also had W+ items such as figurines, pet carriers, clothing for the pets that could fit on the pets, not the WEBKINZ, but on the pets, some t-shirts. Some were specific to pets, it would need to be either a dog or a cat, not the more weird ones like the turtles. I don't know, maybe the t-shirts fit the turtles. I had a turtle, a WEBKINZ turtle. There was also bookmarks, body sprays, lip gloss, mouse pads, etc. So much more. These items, like the plush, came with codes that you could redeem online to unlock for your pets. They had trading cards with each pack that also came with codes to unlock items in-game. So Ganz created this whole line that revolved around in real life items that you could buy and collect, and then you could bring them online to the virtual world. I don't remember that much, if I'm being honest, but my memory is also getting worse as I age. But the memories that I do remember I hold very fondly. I used to go with my mom to Hallmark. I don't know how often my brother would go with us, but I know that I would at least go with her to Hallmark, and that was like her WEBKINZ spot. That would be where she bought all the WEBKINZ. I'm sure my mom is going to end up watching this video eventually, and she's probably going to remember. We've been talking a little bit about the WEBKINZ and memories and stuff like that. She had a lot of WEBKINZ, and I think sometimes she would pre-order them. So that's because I think we might have had some of the rarer WEBKINZ at that time, like the Love Puppy. I don't know how rare that one is, but I know that it goes for a lot online. But I remember having the Love Puppy. It was either me or her, but I'm pretty sure I had the Love Puppy. And yeah, I love that puppy. Pun intended. I would like to buy it again, but it's so expensive. So likelihood of me finding it is slim, unless at the thrift store. But yeah, Hallmark, this is gonna sound weird, but I still like remember the smell of Hallmark. It's very nostalgic to me. I love that place, and like WEBKINZ just brought so many memories to me. A lot of my friends had WEBKINZ, and like it was just fun talking about the world and, you know, showing which WEBKINZ we had. Some of the WEBKINZ I remember that I had were the Love Puppy, Chihuahua, the White Terrier, Turtle, Unicorn, Googles, but I think my brother had that. My brother had the pig. Yeah, my mom remembers a little bit more than I do because she like, I was younger then. But yeah, we had quite the collection between the three of us. My brother didn't have as much as my mom and I, but we still, like, we all loved WEBKINZ, and we all, like, played the game and stuff like that. So I think 2006, it might have been 2005 though. Like, we might have started collecting when it started. I'm just not sure. But it was definitely 2006. To 2008 early, possibly, just going off of the releases that we've seen. So I probably would have been around 12 years old, 11 years old, around that age when playing WEBKINZ. It's still available to play on desktop app and the mobile app version. There is a classic version, and there's also a version called
WEBKINZ Next,
where they tried to like recreate the experience with different plushes that, to me, honestly, I'm not as fond of the plushes that they released. They kind of look like a Beanie Boo knockoff, if I'm being honest. But, like, if you liked it, that's totally fine. But I wasn't collecting them then, and I wasn't aware of them back then when they were released. I would have maybe gotten one for the nostalgia, but that's it. Yeah, I'm not really interested in the plush. And the game looks very different as well. Like, I just find the classic looks cuter, and I think a lot of people did too. That's why a lot of people preferred the classic, I believe. So the site had to shut down the Flash version, one that Adobe had, because they decided they no longer support the Flash player in 2018.
WEBKINZ Classic is still available to play.
I believe you can also still play Next. I think you can still buy online pets. I didn't know about this until I heard it from my YouTube friend. So I think you can still adopt online pets, but you can also adopt pets, like the retired codes still works. So if you by chance come across, because it's not that uncommon, because I think there was a lot of dead stock of WEBKINZ because they got really popular, maybe a lot didn't sell. So you can still find WEBKINZ with unused codes, as I had. Like, I got both of these little guys for $20 on Poshmark plus shipping in an apple juice box. Anyways, yeah, they still had their codes, and we're going to see that little bit of a playthrough soon. Yeah, so
WEBKINZ Next
was released in 2020. They included very different designs, like I talked about before, and it's kind of similar to the Beanie Boos. They included a code for both WEBKINZ Next and WEBKINZ Classic, which is a really interesting take, and I appreciate that they did that, because to me the design of these plushes were cuter on the WEBKINZ Classic. They both looked different anyways on the different versions. There's now over 1,000 pets to adopt and 15,000 items to collect. That is crazy. Well, that makes sense. They had different lines. They also had endangered species line of Webkins. They had a lot of different animals that they did plushes of. Plus they had the Littlekins, which they would basically have a lot of the smaller versions of the normal Webkins. So it kind of makes sense that there'd be 1,000, but it just seems like a large number. So anyways, now's the part in the video where we're gonna watch me do the playthrough. So please enjoy.